Welcome back. We're currently in the middle of a court case. In order to absolve, is that the right word? Absolve Mr. Powers here of murder. Because he clearly didn't do it. It's too obvious. It's too obvious. It's like, it's probably going to be some child who did it by accident or something like that. It's like, whether or not they'll be sent to jail, I don't know. How does that work? No idea. We don't know how the law actually works in this game. It is all over the place. But anyway, let's get on with it and see where we're going here. At the moment, we're in a 5-minute recess, so, you know. Mr. Powers. Yes? Tell me straight. Were you really in your dressing room? You didn't go to the studio? I didn't go to the studio. I was sleeping, honest. So, who was the steel samurai in that security photo? How should I know? It's clearly a child. The steel samurai costume was off in the corner of the dressing room. Anyone could have walked in and taken it, really. What? Who should have taken better care of that stuff? I couldn't imagine anyone would want to steal a steel samurai costume. So, where does that leave me? It doesn't look good. Sniff. You're the only likely suspect right now. Nick, what are we going to do? First, we play for more time. We'll start targeting someone else that could conceivably have done this. Right. No, not Pheonix Wright, right? What? Wrong. And it'll take them so long to shoot us down that we can get another day. Right. But if we pick the wrong person, we might lose on the spot. You don't sound very optimistic. I'm not optimistic at all, actually. Hey, Nick. It's time. Okay. Let's go. What does that mean? Please don't sigh like that. Sniff. Court will now reconvene for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. Mr. Edgeworth, will you present the prosecution's thoughts on this matter? The prosecution's thoughts are simple. Nothing has changed. There we go. The other person who went to the studios was a boy of roughly 10 years of age. The photo we do have may not be hard evidence, but there is still no one else that could have committed this crime. Could be another 10-year-old boy inside the costume. I call for a verdict of guilty for the defendant, Mr. Will Powers. Very well. Mr. Wright, your thoughts? The defense disagrees with the prosecution's claim. There is another person who could have committed this crime. Order? Interesting. Let us hear who you have in mind, however. Be aware that this court does not look kindly on accusing the innocent. If you accuse someone who is obviously innocent, you will be penalized. Right, great, as if the stakes weren't high enough. So who was this person, other than Mr. Powers, that could have committed murder? The assistant girl. I mean, it is like the grade school boy he could have done, and probably is, but it's like... So I want to buy time, it's like... I'm still going to go with my idea, it could be wrong, so we'll go with the grade school boy first. It was the grade school boy. Uh-oh. Why isn't anyone saying anything? Are you seriously suggesting the boy did it, Mr. Wright? Yes. Grade school boy kills veteran action star with spear. For one thing, the murder weapon was the steel samurai. What? Who would you care? What am I saying anymore? Would you care to explain just how the boy would have obtained it from him? Maybe that was a dumb move on my part. No? Maybe. How about absolutely, Nick? Mr. Wright. I'm afraid I have to penalize you as I warned. I still think I'm right there, though. Nobody knows the trouble I've seen. Oh dear. Maybe we move on, Mr. Wright. This fight isn't over yet. If you would, Your Honor, one more chance, please. Very well, go ahead. So who was this person other than Mr. Powers that could have committed murder? Gotta go with the assistant girl then, that was my backup. Because it's like the grade school boy is what I think happened. It's like, he's clearly dragging his trousers behind. He's a very short person, whoever's in that costume, so... It was the assistant. The steel samurai costume was in his dressing room. She stole it, And in doing so, she became the Steel Samurai. So you're saying the Steel Samurai in the picture is really the assistant? That's correct, Your Honor.
Objection!
What? If you're serious, you've got guts, Mr. Wright. Remember the photo? Wasn't the Steel Samurai a little lame? He was dragging his foot. Oh, uh-oh. Bad feeling time. Remember the testimony concerning Powers' injury? Powers and poor Hammer were at the run-through. Oh, and me? What about the assistant? Oh, her? She was cleaning up backdrops, I think. She didn't know about Powers' ankle. The assistant knew nothing of Mr. Powers' injury. She could look the Steel Samurai. What? She could look the Steel Samurai look with that costume. But she couldn't walk the Steel Samurai walk. She would have limped. Kind of takes the legs out from under that case. Mr. Wright, I'm afraid I have to penalize you as I warned. Oh, I suppose, yeah, it's like, once we got to that, it's like, yeah, it makes sense to accuse her, doesn't it? Nobody knows the trouble I've seen. May we move on, Mr. Wright? This fight isn't over yet. If you would, Your Honor, one more chance, please. But well, go ahead. So who was the person other than Mr. Powers that could have committed the murder? It's like, yeah, she knows about the limp, so that's the only thing that makes sense. Even though those two make sense. Like, you can see, this thing, I want to say in the photo, you can see both legs, the trousers are being dragged behind. It's not a limp, it's that the trousers are too long and they can't walk properly. That's what I want to say at this point, but I can't. So, you know, we'll follow the right pattern apparently. The security lady. It was the security lady, Wendy Oldbag. Huh? The Steel Samurai is dragging his leg in this picture. And look at the costume, it's dragging behind on both legs. That means whoever was in the suit knew about that morning's injury. Maybe because they had been watching the action scene run through. There was only one person other than Powers and Hammer who knew about the injury. The security lady, Oldbag. What? Whippersnapper. Order! Order! Is this true, Oldbag? Oldbag? That's Miss Oldbag to you. Miss Oldbag was standing guard alone at the main gate. She was by herself. In other words, she has no alibi. She could have briefly left her post to steal the Steel Samurai costume. Then slipped into Studio 1, the scene of the murder. Why would she go through the trouble of wearing the Steel Samurai costume? The photo? Simple, Your Honor. She knew the camera at the gate would take her picture. If she was in this costume, she could point the finger at Mr. Powers. I see. Excellent deductive reasoning, Mr. Wright. I still, at the moment, feel like I know more than these guys. Oh yeah, right here. Sherlock Holmes 2, baby. Clearly not. Clearly not. That's odd. This is the part where Edgeworth pounces. Doesn't he usually jump up with an objection, some new damning evidence? Well, Mr. Edgeworth, does the prosecution have an opinion on this matter? The prosecution has no meaningful objections at this time. What? What's that supposed to mean? Oh, so you all think I did it? Is that it? Edgy boy, don't just sit there, do something. What's my move? Maybe now's my chance to take this the whole way. Press further. The very same reasoning that makes Mr. Powers a suspect in this case can be used to cast doubt on Miss Oldbag's actions on that day. But why would I do something so horrible to poor Hammer? You forget that Mr. Powers lacks a clear motive too. Indeed. I did it. Now Windbag is one of the suspects. No hard feelings, I hope. Wait just a minute. What about the other person who went to the studio? The boy! The one whose photo I raised. He's only a grade schooler though, as you said. 2nd or 3rd grade, was it? That doesn't matter. When I was that age, I could pin my old man in 10 seconds, tops. Your thoughts, Mr. Wright. That boy is not the killer. What? How can you be so sure? Is it be nice to the kids and mean to your elders day, whippersnapper? I have proof. Proof? Indeed. And let's see this proof, Mr. Wright. Indeed, let's see this proof. I have proof that shows the boy could not have committed this murder. Oh, the ID card, of course. Of course. Take that! The scene of the murder, as we all know, was Studio 1. However, you need a card key to enter Studio 1. This changes everything. I forgot about the key card. How could a boy with no formal relation to the studios have a key card? A card, key, card key. It's Pokemon all over again. Yeah, boy. I see. Would the witness care to comment on this? The windbag. Speechless. This has got to be a first. Very well. This court will suspend proceedings on the current trial for today. Mr. Edgeworth, please find out more about your witness, Miss Windy. What was her name again? Something Oldbag, Your Honor. And the prosecution will look further into this Oldbag before we continue. That is all. The court is adjourned. Oh my. Wait a second! I'm not going to just sit here while you run off barking up the wrong tree. Me? I am talking. Oh, great. Stop the presses. The windbag wants to talk. Mr. Oldbag, what is this all about? Have you omitted something from your testimony? Actually, if you must know, there's something I was told not to talk about. Not to talk about? By whom? Huh? It wasn't Edgeworth who told her not to talk. Well, testify. My lips were sealed. Global Studios wanted me to keep quiet about something. There were some other people at the studio on the day of the murder. What? You're telling us this now? They said they had nothing to do with it, see? So they told me to just pretend they hadn't been at the studio that day. But if you're going to go accusing me, I'm not letting them get away scot-free. Miss Oldbag, this is crucial information. Why did you keep this from the court until now? You've been listening? Told me to shut my trap. I always do what I'm told. No, this isn't a bad dream, Your Honor. Witness the power of the Oldbag. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination. Indeed. Global Studios wanted me to keep quiet about something. What? So, you were told not to talk. That's right, by the studio and the TV bigwigs, no less. Why didn't I hear about this? Don't be too hard on yourself, Sonny. We were all in on it. There were some other people at the studios on the day of the murder. Who? Who were these people? Well, the director and the producer, for starters. The director? We should have known something was fishy. How could they have done a run-through of that action scene without a director? I was actually thinking that in the back of my mind at one point, like, of course. Yes, well, I was surprised no one asked about it. So where were these people? The director was in the employee area all morning for the run-through. He joined the producer around lunchtime, and they had a meeting after that. Where? Oh, in the Studio 2 trailer. Studio 2? There was a Studio 2? Yes. Well, if you look at the guide map, here it is. You go through the gate, and all the way to the left. The path where the monkey's head was fallen over. Well, Mr. Wright, would you like to continue the cross-examination? Yes, Your Honor. I think I've already asked all my questions, but continue, we might find out a little bit more. They said they had nothing to do with it, see? How do you know? Miss Oldbag, this is a trial for murder. I know that's silly. Still, they're pretty convincing about having nothing to do with it. And you gave me a little bonus on the side. So you got your bonus and you still talked. I think I've asked all the questions I have to ask. Well, carry on, just maybe a little bit more. I guess there's no harm in getting as much info as I can. Exactly. Because maybe it'll start, like, sparking some thoughts in my head as a result. Yeah, well, this is all the same so far. Nick, I guess pressing her was the right thing to do. For an old windbag, she sure likes keeping secrets. Let's get as much information as we can. Feel like we're done here. That's the one that just I could cross-examine. So they were actually in the studio. Yes, the whole day. When they heard about the murder, they beat it before the cops came. Grumble. I'll kill this woman, I swear it. I feel sorry for Edgeworth, almost. She really left him hanging on this one. But if you're going to go accusing me, I'm not letting them get away scot-free. I need to get out of the cross-examination now. Them? Who were these people who done that? So I just want to get out of the cross-examination now. So we know this bit. There's a studio too, yeah. Well, Mr. Wright, we would not like to continue. Take a break. Your Honor, we have learned there were others at the Global Studios on the day in question. The director and the producer and some bigwigs were all present. Yet, as we stand here, they have not been questioned. I hold that it is impossible to declare a verdict on the defendant, Mr. Powers. The court acknowledges the defense's point. The prosecution will gather more information about the witness, Mr. Oldbag, and more information about these other people we have just been told of. I understand, Your Honor. This ends the day's proceedings and the trial of Mr. Will Powers. That is all. The court is adjourned. Alright, that went well. October 18th, 1:04 p.m, District Court, Defendant Lobby, number 3. Thank you so much, Mr. Wright. I was right to ask you to defend me. Oh, really, it's nothing. Gdin. Oh, or should I sniff? We'll be going down to the studios to do some more investigating. We have to find out more about this director and producer. They'll be turning up in the next trial as witnesses for certain. So now's my chance to get material for the cross-examination. So, Nick, have I figured out just who it was in the Steel Samurai costume? Could it really have been old Windbag? What do you think, Mr. Powers? I don't think it was her, really. Neither do I, Nick. Yeah, I know. Look, I was just buying time back there, and we'd actually get some new information as a result. Someone had to be the bad guy for a bit, to take the pressure off Mr. Powers. Poor old Windbag, I feel kind of sorry for her. Well, she wasn't winning any points in there, with or without my accusation. Okay, let's get down to the studios. Right, we'll be back to visit you soon. Thanks. Thanks, guys. Off we go. To be continued. Oh my. Again, saves and then ask me if I want to save. It's like what's the point in that? October 18th, Wright & Co. Law Offices. Phew, what a day. This is no time for relaxing, Nick. Say, you think WP's got a chance? I guess that really depends on the people we found out about in today's trial. The director and producer. Yeah, them. Well, what are we going to do here, then? Well, what are we doing here, then? Let's get to the studios. Alright, then, let's see about talking to you. What to do? What do you think we should do? What do I... Huh? Why do we do what you just said? Gotta go get this who and this director and producer. Alright. Then there's no point hanging out here. That's what I've been saying. Let's get to the studios pronto. Any ideas? I don't have enough information to make a case yet. It's exactly the same thing you said yesterday. Just admit it. You don't have a clue what happened. There's not enough information. Yes, indeed. Alright, to the studio then. October 18th, 2:16 p.m. Global Studios, main gate. No one's here. Right. Now that they have Miss Oldbag in custody, I guess they don't have anyone else to replace her. Hey, in the guard station, look. She left her donuts. What? I wasn't going to eat them. Oh, they'll go off otherwise. I'd probably be wise to. The main entrance to the studios. They probably have a police officer on patrol out there. Looks like a studio van. They probably use it to carry around film equipment. There's a tree. An overhead map of the studios. Right from... yeah, we know that. Computer that runs the studio's security cameras. Huh? Looks like it's been turned off for the day. Alright, fair enough. The security guard station. This old bag must like junk food. There's a mountain of it on the desk in there. And that's it in terms of what we can actually see here. Alright, so let's move over to... there. October 18th, Studio 1 entrance. And Studio 2, I suppose. Hey, Nick. Looks like Detective Gumshoe isn't here today. You're right. He's probably up to his neck in paperwork after that commotion at today's trial. So, Nick, remember that Studio 2 we heard about at the trial today? It was down that path with the fallen tree, right? Yeah, I think that's what they said. And the director and the rest of them are there today? And now's our chance, Nick. Let's check it out. I suppose. Studio 2? Ooh, October 18th, Studio 2 entrance. There's food there. This is Studio 2? I thought so. Doesn't really look much like a studio, does it? No, that it does not. Hey, there's a trailer over there. Looks pretty sturdy for a movie set trailer. Are we sure this is a movie studio? Oh, what else is it going to be? Nick, let's go inside. I think it's okay. Oh well, it's locked. Ah, shucks. Maybe look through the window? On closer inspection, this trailer looks like it's been here for a while. I don't think this is part of some temporary film set. Okay. These look like materials for making a movie set. They've been sitting here for quite some time. This might as well be a junkyard. Pretty much is, from what we can tell. I'm not sliding enough, am I? That's the problem. There's some flowers here. Wow, so pretty. They're taking good care of these. Don't get too close. That fence looks dangerous. That one's a bit dodgy, isn't it? Yes, right, slide anyway. Looks like 2 people ate here. There's nothing left on the plates. Hey, so they ate T-bone steaks too. What is it with steaks around here? Hey, there's always room for steak. Yes, your second stomach. But something does seem out of place. What? I don't know, it just feels odd. How very strange. An incinerator, apparently they just put this one in. It's already covered in soot. They must not clean it much. A light van for moving staff and equipment around. They kept it in pretty good shape. Looks like it'd run fine. Well, let's go for a drive. Sure, if I had a license. Nick, you don't have a driver's license. But look, I have this. Why don't you show me your attorney's badge, Nick? Because he studied and that's the best he could do. There's one or the other, really. One or the other. There's a big 2 painted here. Probably because this is Studio 2? Probably. Though it doesn't look anything like a studio. Nothing for the gate, really? We've not really learnt anything here, have we? That's what's strange. Okay, so, let's back up. Let's go inside Studio 1 again. October 18th, Studio 1. I don't really want to be in here. Yeah, here's a murder scene. I want to go someplace else, Nick. So we have to examine stuff. Seems the same. Hey, look! That's the chair the director sits in. Always wanted to sit in one of these. Nick, take a look at that. One of the black and white boards. Yeah, as usual again. Yes, that's the same as last time. Oh, I did that last time as well. There's the ladder again. The ladder has to come into play somewhere, I feel. Look, a ladder! That's a step ladder. So, what's the difference? You need to stop judging things based on narrow-minded cultural assumptions, Nick. Right, sorry. Skull is out there. Alright, it's the equipment again. I don't know if it's going to open up anything else we've not seen, that's the thing, so... Is that one? No, I don't want to go back. And move. It's like, main... Oh, no, I wanted to move there. It's the employee area I want, because I didn't slide when I was here. October 18th, Global Studios employee area. Look, it's that assistant girl. Uh-huh. Hey! Ah, it's blocked up now, look. Hi, WP's lawyers, right? I heard about the trial. Great job, guys. Oh? Oh, don't mention it. Is it true they caught the security lady? Oh. Actually, she just called me. She told me to cover up that drain. I mean that one. Ah, what a mess. I know. I'm not so good with handiwork. Some assistant, right? Yeah, but you do your work on the props and the backdrops, right? Right. Just lots of times they end up looking worse than they did before I fix them. Oh, well, I'm sure these things happen. Nothing to worry yourself about. You're right, I won't. Personally, I think she should worry at least a little bit more. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to go to the guard station. I'm supposed to fill in for Miss Oldbag. Right, see you later then. Good luck with your investigation. Right, so let's examine this now. So the fanboy they were talking about in the trial today came in through that drain. So it seems, I guess they covered it up in a hurry. Hey Nick! That drain's covered, the boy won't be able to get in. Yeah. That was the idea? I feel kinda sorry for him though. Don't you? What? You want to rip the grate off? Really, Nick? We can? Whoa, she's serious? Uh-oh. Rip it open, screw it. Oh, I guess some things are just made to be broken. Yay, you know, Nick. You're pretty swell sometimes. Sometimes. Yeah. There. That should make the kids happy. Things we do. No clues here. Yeah, I moved it too far. The drain grate is off. And I know who did it. Now the kids will be able to come in again. Doesn't it make you feel great to do a good deed like that? It must be nice to live so free of guilt. The grate that used to cover the drain. It's a little bent. I don't think it would fit if I tried to put it back on. But maybe something with the paint there. Looks like one of those electric-powered bicycles. Don't know about these. I mean, what's the point? Makes it a lot easier to go up hills. People cycle to get exercise? There's a half-finished backdrop for a stage here. Looks like a castle. A hiccup there. Probably Neo Old Tokyo Castle. Probably. Of a ladder. The remains of the other day's lunches are scattered around. One was probably too shocked to clean up. There's a T-bone on one of the plates, minus the steak. Alright, so I think we're probably done for this part then. And what we'll do is the start of the next part, we'll go back to the main gate and speak to the assistant. That's probably wise. So, we shall see you then as we carry on in our investigation. Ta-ta for now.